What's in here? Okay. Ooh, Microlab, excellent. What else? Oh yeah, Drumbrute Impact. This guy I've really been looking forward to receiving. I'm not gonna dive into this yet because I need to learn how to use it before I could make any videos. But just right off the bat, this feels really nice. The buttons are really smooth too. They feel really nice, especially the drum pads. So I'll be making a video on this guy pretty soon. I would say in the next few weeks, maybe a month, because I have to work it into my workflow, and should have some content for you soon. See you in a bit. It's Killen, and today we're going to be making some house beats with the Drumbrute Impact. I'm still pretty new to the Drumbrute Impact, and so the frustrations that I've had with it are still pretty fresh, and therefore I could relate to your frustration. That being said, I am a drummer, and so this instrument came easily to me, and the basic functions are quite simple and easy to use. I also just have a lot of experience and things to say about drums, and so we're learning together. I'm gonna be walking you through my first impressions of the instrument as we make an electronic house beat. Here's an example of the type of beat that we'll be working with today. First thing we'll do is select a pattern.
Hey guys, just want to let you know, I'm owning up to it. I f***ed up. This overhead camera is blurry. Next time it'll be perfect. Carry on.
So to do that, you hit pattern and then select the pattern that you want. There's already a few beats that are pre-programmed into each of these patterns, so we're just going to erase the one that's here. So to do that, hit erase, pattern, and then hit the pattern that you want to erase. There's a tempo knob here, so we'll keep it at 120, but if you want to change the tempo, you could go ahead and do that. There's also a tap tempo. To extend the length of your pattern is a little bit tricky, so hold last step, hit extend, and then hit the last 16th note of the second bar. So now it's a 2-bar pattern. If you've already worked a little bit with the Drumbrute Impact and had an extremely hard time figuring that out, I could relate. We'll start by adding kick 4 on the floor, so every 4 16th notes. If you hold color and kick, you have an option between 2 different kick sounds. I like that one better. You have the same option with all these other tracks as well, so snare. There's also a cool option where you could add accents to your notes, which is what we're gonna do with the kick. So I've selected accent here, 4 on the floor, boom, boom, second bar, boom, 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 boom. Let's hear that. We'll look at the second bar, and that's where I'm going to add some variation to the kick. So hit step, which is unaccented notes. We'll try to audition a rhythm. Like that. Okay, great, so we have kick, let's move on to snare. I'm just gonna go ahead and combine snare 1 and snare 2 together. I find that if they're played individually, sometimes it just doesn't sound full enough. Let's get a nice little mix here. I'm gonna program that in. I'm hearing like a tom thing at the end of every 2 bars. Let's check what kind of toms we have here. If we want, we have the option to record a second lower pitched tom as well. I'm just going to program that onto the last note there. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is this record button. So if you actually wanted to perform these parts in, you definitely have an option to do that, in which case it'll be unquantized. Let's add some open hi-hats to this on all the upbeats. I'm feeling that. All the upbeats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bop, 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 bop. Is that right? Yes. Classic style. So this sounds good, but I find that the decay doesn't cut off correctly, like it's not tight enough. I've actually figured out a cool way to tighten it up, so let's go to closed hi-hats. And we're gonna put these on all the downbeats. Like so. Whoops, don't erase. Let's hear that. That just sounds better to my ears for now. As you can see, it's really easy to add new elements to this, and you could do it in real time, which is a real plus of the Drumbrute Impact. Part of the reason why I'm really starting to incorporate it into my workflow. Let's sprinkle on some cymbal tones. Yes, that sounds great. If we want, there's a second option here. We could choose cowbell. Let's leave that out. There's room for one last thing, and that is FM drum. So let's tamper with that. We'll get a nice sound here. We're getting somewhere here. In terms of programming drum parts, that's all that there's room for, but there's still quite a few other things that we could do with this. Before I show you, let's save this now. If you don't actively save your patterns and then shut the Drumbrute off, turn it back on, your patterns will be gone. If this happened to you 15 plus times, I can relate. To save, all you need to do is head to whatever it is you want to save, pattern, so I'm gonna save that. Once it stops flashing, that means that it's been saved. Distortion, so I often add a bit of distortion to my tracks. Let's hear it with it. So you could be relatively subtle with it, or you could just blast it. It still sounds pretty cool. We also have this random knob, which is a really cool option for drum fills. There's also an option to randomize a specific track within the whole beat. So let's say kick, hit current track, let's play it. The swing knob functions the same way. There's also an option for a step repeat in quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, 32nd note. Yeah, so that should definitely give you enough to work with for now. This was super fun, and definitely much more where that came from with the mighty Drumbrute Impact in future videos. If you guys are interested in any other kind of gear combinations, check out my playlist page, which is linked in the description. There might be a few things that you're interested in there. This is my first ever Drumbrute Impact video, and I look forward to combining it with other instruments, and yeah, just having fun with it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're into this sort of content, you know what to do. Maybe drop a like, it really helps my channel. Hit the subscribe button. It'd really be great to have you guys on board. See you in the next one.